Hey, you guys, welcome back this week to Love Frequency, where we turn pain into power and love into a higher elevation of frequency. This week, I want to talk about is business. So, if you have like a business idea or if it's something that you want to do with your career, I say go for it and do it. The time is now. If you're looking for your answer, what's the difference between you starting that business or that idea versus the next person? Actions. That's the key word. Actions is the only difference. That person, decided to do something about it. So this is your wisdom, your advice for the week to kind of just go for it and do it. Don't sit around, don't wait, don't overthink. Don't feel like you're not good enough, because guess what? The time is now. I always get the question, should I get a degree versus not? I say get a degree. There may be people out there that would tell you, degrees are pointless, but I really think to elevate your career, education is always key. Getting a degree, getting certs, because you have to think about it. A lot of people you're competing with have all of that. They have literally doctorate degrees. So you're competing with people who took it above and beyond and got 2, 3, 4 degrees plus certificates plus experience. So I always tell people, whatever field you're trying to go into, get a degree. And if you can get your foot in the door, and let's say that company can pay for your education, I say do that, so it don't have to come out your pocket either. So if you luck up and get a chance to like do an intern at a job, I recommend you to get your foot in the door, use their resources to kind of elevate your skills, go back to school, whatever that they'll pay for, that's 100% good in my book. So that is how I feel like people should do to kind of like elevate their skills. So yes, so I feel like that is a great key to kind of like help elevate your skills. And also, you may notice that on social media, there's always a lot of people selling courses, selling something to help educate you. We are always learning something, whether that be YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. It's always somebody on our feed teaching us something that we need to learn. So keep that in mind too. People may not realize it or not, but education and teaching doesn't have to always apply to like teaching at an elementary school or teaching students or something like that. Teacher could be teaching somebody how to do something, teaching someone a skill, or public speaking, meaning like you're speaking and you're helping solve a problem. You're helping someone with their problems, whether, that's psychology. Let's say you didn't want to be a psychologist, but yet you find yourself being a motivational speaker. That in a form is some type of healing, like you're helping someone solve a healing problem. So some of these things we think that we may not be very skilled at, but we are. We're good at speaking to people. We're good at helping people heal certain things. It just may look different in a different form. It's never too late. It's never too late to go back to school. Stop comparing yourself to other people and how they made it in life. If you feel like you're not ahead, don't worry. You will be. You will get ahead. But you do need to figure out a plan and map your plan out for the next few years. So I say do a 2-year plan, a 4-year or 5-year plan. Figure out what you want to do in life and map it out. If your goal is to become a millionaire, and let's say you're 20 years old, that could very much so happen. I'm not saying that it can't, but I just don't want you guys to have this social media fallacy, because you see people, with a lot of followers making seemingly a lot of money, that you can do it too. You don't know what they had to go through to get that. Also, keep in mind, marketing is important too. People spend thousands and thousands of dollars on marketing to market their self, market their business, position themselves, and also find like someone like a sponsor to kind of like promote their brand. That costs money. So don't think that you are behind, you are ahead, but you do need to map out your plan and figure out what it is that you want out of life. And if you want to be a bum, that's okay too, because you don't have to do anything in life for real. But if you are trying to elevate and become successful, it's okay to go back to school. It's okay to get certs. It's okay to get your foot in the door and have that job pay for skills to help you elevate more skills. Because that's kind of what I did. I have 3 degrees, 2 certs. It took time. I didn't really start making the type of money that I wanted to make until my mid 30s. Okay. So life isn't over for me. Life isn't over for you. Stop comparing yourself to other people. You're going to get there. Some people luck up, have a plan, and become successful in their 20s. Some people, it may take them to their 60s and 70s. But don't compare yourself to how someone else made it, because you don't know behind the scene or smoke and mirrors what's really going on in their world for it to seem like that. I don't know. But all I'm saying here is don't compare yourself to people. And that $40 course that you may see people selling, that, I mean, if it was that easy, then we all could just spend $40 and respin the wheel. And I'm not saying that it does or don't work. What I am saying, though, is don't compare yourself to the point where you think you could spend $40 on a course and become a millionaire or a thousandaire like that person did, because you don't know the hustle and the grind that it took them to get to that level. It could have took them 4 or 5 years for them to get to that status, get a lot of followers over the course of those 4 or 5 years, where people believe in them so they can sell that $40 course. Whereas though you, on the other hand, you're still slow and steady, rinse the waste. Okay. Right. So now we're going to get into cards, and the cards kind of represent that. The first one is the tribe. The second one is by the book. Next one is new life and regeneration. Now, firstly, I want y'all to take a look at these cards. They kind of are similar, right? By the book and the tribe is kind of telling you the same thing here. You know, I'll get into the cards deeper, but I just wanted to show them and show like the similarity that they flow with this week. And that's kind of like what I'm basically preaching. And then new life and regeneration, literally the exact same thing. It's just different wording. Someone is going through a new life. Someone is going through a transformation. They literally read the same thing. This is almost like the death card, but in a tarot deck, death doesn't necessarily mean death. It means transformation, changes. Something is on a rise where you're going to be a new life, and all of it is positive. So it may look like something negative, but it's actually positive, because if you look at this card here, you see fire, but the tree is growing from that, and it's beautiful. The roots are growing. So you start from the bottom, but then something grows and something transforms beautifully from this, from your phoenix. This is the phoenix you're transforming into a new life. But before you get there, you have to follow things. You're going to get a tribe that could assist you on your journey. You see how the baby giraffe is going to the ancestor, like the elder. That's basically what this is saying. You're going to meet your tribe. You're going to meet the people that you're needed to meet to help you elevate to the next level. But it takes a team. That's another thing. When you want to start a business or really get high up in life, it takes mentoring, networking with the right people, and getting your foot in the door. Once you can get those things and find your people, they can help you get to that next level that could transform your life. Now, sometimes it's okay to play things by the book. You see how the baby elephant is following the other elephant, and this elephant is following the leader. So sometimes it's okay to play things by the book and follow a system or a methodology versus reinventing the wheel. Sometimes you don't need to reinvent the wheel. Sometimes you need to just find you a good tribe, find your people, network, and bring something to the table where everyone can work together and elevate. And when you are able to like network and elevate, you don't know like how that can open doors for you, like finding the right people, because guess what? This life is already hard enough. Finding your team of people, finding people that you can look up to, like a mentor or something to kind of like help you on your journey. Do that. Everything in life doesn't have to always be stressful. Find your people, find your tribe, reach out. You never know what the answer may be, but you have to get yourself out there. Believe in yourself. Don't give up. The difference between your idea and the next person is that person put action to it. So have an action, have a plan, and that's going to be you one day. And if you feel like you're not where you need to be 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 years from now, that's okay, because a lot of us want to be better and better and better. And sometimes in life, it takes time for us to elevate and get there. Some people luck up and probably get there seemingly sooner than others. But don't think that you're failing at life because you're not where you need to be and you feel like you're getting older. You feel like, time is running out. Time isn't running out for you. There's plenty of time. Time is an illusion. But have a plan of what you want out of life. If you want success, take action and get success. If you want to be a bum, cool, do that too. You know what I mean? But the cards this week speak of that. Finding your tribe. Do things by the book. Don't necessarily have to always reinvent the wheel. Once you do all of that, someone is going to have like a new life and a very good transformation. It just seemed like things may be dark at this moment, but in the end, it's going to be good. So that's the message that I have for this week. And also, as far as reinventing the wheel, going back to what I said about the $40, like, I love supporting people. It's good to buy courses. It's good to learn. That's still the same thing. You're still learning, but don't just let that be your tell all be all and get disappointed because that system didn't work for you. The whole purpose of the courses, the $40, is for education. Whether people want to believe it or not, education is going to always be something that we have to get under our belt. I don't care if you go on YouTube and teach yourself. That's still educating yourself on something. TikTok, you're still educating yourself on something. It's just via visualization. It's based on like what you see versus going to pay, going to school and paying all that money for school. But you're still educating yourself to learn a skill to be able to do something. Yes. So that's basically what we have for this week is kind of finding your people. Your people is going to find you, finding your right tribe, abiding by the book, because you don't have to always do things by yourself or reinvent the wheel. Look up to someone who's did it, done it, and that's a leader already and lead, and be open to receive that. Because some of y'all be so much like leaders that you don't want to listen to other people who's already done it. And it's okay to take a step back and really listen to your elders and see how they made it. If it's something that you want to do, find that tribe that's doing it and network. Because that could lead you to a new life transformation. And yes, it's okay to buy courses that they be having, but keep in mind, it costs money to find sponsors. It costs money to network. It costs money to find like brand ambassadors, some at minimum, like I think it was about maybe 9 years ago when Instagram was just popping off and I had my clothing business. At that time, one brand ambassador wanted $1,000. So that's just one example. So keep that in mind. Whatever it is that you're trying to do, just know that when you're reaching out to these people, it takes money to make money sometimes. Marketing is probably the number one thing in business to kind of elevate yourself. And if you don't believe me, Facebook ads and marketing, Instagram ads and marketing, and YouTube ads and marketing. With that being said, someone can have a $40 course. You don't know what it took for them to get to that level to be able to have that many following to be able to sell, let's just say, a $40 course or however much it costs. I've seen some courses cost $1,500 or more, or just it varies in pricing. But sometimes they'll, sell like a course, like I'll show you step by step, buy my course, $40, etc. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Great to support, follow the book, see who's already doing it. But do not get discouraged because you feel like you bought that course and it's not working for you. Of course it's not, because you didn't go through the hustle or the grind that that person did to be able to create that course. You never know how long it took them, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years, however long they've been on Instagram or social media, TikTok, to build that following. They probably marketed themselves accordingly. That all of that stuff costs to be able to get to that level where they're able to sell these type of courses. So don't get discouraged because you bought it and you feel like you're not seeing results. Buy it because of the education that you get from it and the understanding, because education to me is always going to be key. Learning something new every day is a skill that is unmatched. And some people may always go back to like Bill Gates and all these other people that became millionaires, but just keep in mind, those are the minority. The majority of people don't reach success until later in life, and that's okay. Some well into their 50s, 60s, and 70s to become millionaires, you know what I mean? Or to become where they are deemed successful to them. So that's the message for this week. Don't get discouraged. Don't compare yourself to other people, but find your tribe, find mentors. If you're trying to get somewhere in life to elevate your skills, have a plan. So think out a plan. It's okay to get your foot in the door. Use that foot in the door to re-educate yourself. So if they are able to pay for like some courses or training or other things, I say do everything that's free. Anything that you can get that's a hustle and a grind. So that right there is slow and steady wins the race versus thinking that everything is fast money. Because if it was that easy, I think all of us would be millionaires right now. Who wouldn't want to be a millionaire? People who say they don't, I just don't believe them, because money is energy. Money, you're able to help people, start a charity organization, travel, help your family. You're able to live freely. Money is not evil. It's just some people look at it that way for whatever reason, but it costs money to eat and survive. So look at it like abundance, okay? I like success because I want to help people and I have a vision, and I had a vision for the past 20 years. That's why I always say, have a plan, slow and steady, and that's okay. You're not behind. You are on time. Don't compare yourself because you see some people in their 20s becoming millionaires. You don't know what it took for them or what they're doing behind the scenes for it to seem like that. You have to know the difference between smoke and mirrors, and this is probably how I got it, how I made it. And now I'm about to make it seem like this or that to have this illusion, to be able to sell somebody a $40 course. You know what I'm saying? Know the difference. But education is key. I'm never going to knock education, but I recommend that. That's how I became successful, period, for my own self. And I have 3 degrees and certs, and that's how I made it so far. And I'm still young and I'm still elevating myself, teaching myself. YouTube, or even asking people like mentors, how did you do it? Or what's your advice? I ask elders. So going by the card for this week, you finding your tribe and following the book, that's what's going to help you. Don't be stressing about other people, because some stuff is smoke and mirrors, honey.